Good morning. We're going to be interviewing MBTHS students on their weekly TikTok average and if TikTok is a good influence. Head over to Bonsu.
So what's the weekly average on TikTok?
About 7 hours.
And do you think TikTok has a bad influence on kids?
No, I don't think that's bad for kids because you can learn about business and a bunch of other stuff. But like mostly you can like learn about business.
All right. Thank you very much. So what's your weekly average on TikTok?
My weekly average on TikTok is 6 hours.
All right, 6 hours. And do you think TikTok has a bad influence on kids?
Not really. It supports people to be influencers and help people around the world.
All right. Thank you very much. So what's your weekly average on TikTok?
It's 8 hours and 21 minutes.
And do you think TikTok has a bad influence on kids?
I mean, if you're bored and you have nothing else to do, you just go on TikTok, but I think I'd say yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Brandon. So what's your weekly average on TikTok?
18 hours.
And do you think TikTok has a bad influence on kids?
Oh, no, definitely not. I think it's, depending on what your For You page is, it could be bad, but it could be good. So,
Thank you very much. What's your weekly average on TikTok?
My weekly average is 3 hours and 20 minutes.
And do you think TikTok has a bad influence on kids?
Me personally, no. It just like gets me through my day, to be honest. Like, it just like I don't get bored of it.
Thank you very much. What's your weekly average on TikTok?
5 hours.
So do you think TikTok has a bad influence on kids?
Kinda, I guess. It just depends on where, like, you're watching it. Like, if you're in school, like, you should be paying attention.
Aubrey, what's your weekly average on TikTok?
It's 12 hours and 58 minutes.
And do you think TikTok has a bad influence on kids?
Sometimes. I think it depends, like, what's on, like, your For You page and stuff. Like,
Thank you very much. So what's your weekly average on TikTok?
My weekly average, 53 minutes.
All right, 53 minutes. And do you think TikTok has a bad influence on kids?
Of course not.
Why?
Educational.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bonsu, for interviewing MBTHS students about TikTok. Let's take it back to the studio.